as the flash will come back over, and here it is. This is exactly the problem. Lord, he gets a free kill, not even any damage dealt against him. So the bomb may go down, but the retake potential becomes stronger, and the fact that they've got now all the choke points. Just give it them everything as Spiro goes up from ramp. Lord still in Palace, and the rest of them coming over from jungle. There's not really much at all that Dignitas can do.
This is the problem when you go for set pieces straight off the bat and you don't get any information or pressure anywhere else. It allows the CTs to push behind you. As soon as they know they can push it into B apps, for example, and get to T-spawn, you've got no chance of actually securing that hold. You haven't got any presence anywhere else. And you haven't pushed the CTs back. You haven't done anything there. So the play from the CTs getting up in the Palace as well was amazing. They got that information straight away. There's no threat from there. Everyone focus all your efforts towards the A ramp. And they routed the bomb site perfectly from there. That was amazing. So really strong round from D&G, getting themselves a very confident spot now, 4-0. And the Dignitas do force buy back, but look at their buy. They've got no real smokes here. They're going to have to rely on those kills.
Lord just momentarily spotting a glimpse of an opponent through the gap, and the smoke tried to establish some sort of damage upon him. Inflict what wound he may, but not able to do so. There's a kill that has transpired since, though, and it's Maniz. Add to that total. You can put AZ's name on that list because he's now gone down as well. Innocent, nice catch on that. Smoke grenade actually hits him. Remember, there was a day, in fact, that MLG in specific, when JW used to try and body block that smoke at window. But the problem was that every time he looked to the sky to find it coming in, device popped out and took a shot into him. MSL does take down Innocent. It's going to give the advantage to Dignitas for the first time in quite a while.
Yep, so 4-on-3 situation now. We can see the bomb is making its way up short and should be able to actually get about any sort of confrontation. The main guy holding towards the B bomb site is going to be Michu. Seems like the Dignitas is trying to work out where they're going to go here. Looks like they're going through connector again. I did mention before they do favor this position quite a lot. Lord opening up the frag into KRB, and the exchange of frags now as MSL does take him down, and the CTs will have to retake in this position. One player coming from jungle, that's going to be Spiro. Actually takes down Pimp as well. Manages to get two, and all of a sudden the momentum shifts in their favor, and it's an amazing retake from Dobry&Gaming.
That's insane. As
they get themselves a 5th round on the board. That was a really cool play from them. Spiro stepping up huge when he had to. Like I said, the terrorists didn't have any utility to lock off those key choke points. They had to be looking at absolutely everything going onto the side. So although they had the man advantage, they went in with a very difficult situation. You see this play here. He's got such a good angle on them. They didn't have the smoke to lock him out. That's the problem.
Spiro just so quickly picking up those two. So Dignitas have to do exactly what they suggest in their name is dig. They've got to find a way to get rounds, and Spiro's going to go aggressive, finding Kirby. Caught in the middle of the connector, and somehow it works. How does that save him? I know they're against pistols, but that's insane that he's able to survive there. And Innocent just putting out a tranquilizer dart to keep his teammate alive from window.
So finally, Dignitas have enough to get the AWP out on Nico. And let's see where he goes with that. Presumably, he'll be going up to window. But I wouldn't be surprised if Spiro is going to start moving this around. He may not necessarily go there. Maybe he'll go towards B, go towards B apartments and go for that first pick. We know that can be a very valuable kill for them. But he will be sticking to the window area. Let's just jump on board with Nico and see how he will be challenging it. I think he's going to utilize his teammates, get a little bit of bait going, but the pick will be coming in now.
As Kirby is the one that's waiting toward this ramp. Pimp looking to do the same toward B right now. Just spot up what he can, do a little bit of damage. And he does hit Maniz with a shot, but just glances off his shoulder. Merely a flesh wound, 74 HP, but good push by AZ. He's now gotten inside that connector. It is going to be Innocent that pays the price for it. Spiro getting back. Was waiting all the while with the op. It's left to Lord, and this is an exchange that could dictate the rest of what happens on the A site. Not if Michu has anything to do about it, because we'll see the replay in a moment of Michu's 2 great kills, but there's Lord winning that one as well. They're winning everything right now, D&G, and this is a really solid CT half again, much like we saw last evening.
Yeah, so this is the definitive answer. Is their CT side any good? Yes, it is. Dignitas really don't look like they don't know what's going on, and that's going to be another pretty clean sweep from them. Nico not really having any impact whatsoever with the AWP. It's the first time he's brought it to the party and got shut down in the ladder room there. He just run up, tried to challenge with a no-scope, got taken down. And more convincing stuff here from Spiro. He actually is leading the charge. 11 frags for him, being very impactful with the AWP on the CT side here. Tees will force up once again. Galil in hand for Nico. A distinct lack of equipment for them. They have got 3 smokes. Could go for another execution onto A if they saw fit. But after the last time, you have to question whether that's even a viable tactic for them right now.
It's going to be flashed in. at underpass, but no ensuing push. He does actually. Maniz did get down there. I didn't think he went all the way on the full commitment. He does, but it comes out against him. It's Dignitas getting a kill for that, but also information gathered that 2 players are at the very least in the underpass, and potentially, as Michu now adjusts his position, have the option to go toward B.
I want to see what Michu can do. It's all going to be on this man. As actually the T's are going to be holding very passively. Pimp just waiting. He knows the push is coming in here, but this could work out perfectly for Michu. As this smoke dwindles away, it looks like the T's will be setting up for the full A take. And this frag could go either way, and it looks like Michu will take advantage here. As I said, though, Pimp connects a headshot, and all of a sudden the round is heavily in the favor of Dignitas as they set up towards the A bomb site. You can see them peeling CTs away as well. This is going to work out perfectly for them.
That was robotic by Pimp because he just spotted that flash late and still managed to hit that shot, just to be able to dodge it. But Lord is going to come back in and hate down Gerby, but answered out by Nico as he got forced inward of that smoke. So not much hiding spots. It's Innocent to pick up MSL. Watch for Spiro. He's the last man remaining here for DNG, but with the op at ticket booth, there's always a chance. Not when AZ does that. Up on top of the box and directly over top into Spiro.
Yep, so the first round on the board for Dignitas has been a long time coming, but there it is. 7 in a row for DNG. Finally locked down. Came down to the picks of Dignitas, and that's the best time to do an XQ. You get those couple of picks on the board, and then you force yourself into the bomb side. But CT's responding now. Double up set up for them. Wouldn't be surprised they took that AWP towards the B bomb side. Lock one player down there. They know a bit of presence being held there by Pimp, but they can completely lock him out. That's exactly what Maniz is going to do. And as usual, T's getting control of the middle and seeing what they can do, get into this match. But the AWP for Spiro has been so strong so far. He's going to be looking down the A round.
Made double, in fact, onto the mouth of the underpass, but no one there just now for Dignitas. It's AZ really the only one that's coming down middle, and they're going to put Nico to focus on Michu, but because AZ's gone down, he needs to be weary of the fact that there will be problems in connector. Still manages to hit Michu. Big kill to even it up and also give them a bit more comfort inside that mid, but they haven't done enough to take out window. That smoke, the initial one had already dissipated and allows Innocent now to regain his throne, if you will. Lord Molotov falling down.
We still have KRB up in this palace area. Again, talking about this split through connector, they do it so much. MSL is going to get great positional advantage there. He takes down 2 players. Innocent being the second man there. It's going to be 2 AWPs to retake the bomb site. And this is a horrible situation. As I say that though, Spiro having a monster of a game, taking down KRB and make it 2. MSL takes it down. It's just going to be Pimp now in the 2-on-1 situation. 30 seconds on the clock. Does have the bomb in hand though.
That nade could have really hindered his chances by putting him low, but it only took 13 damage off of him. Well read as he gets the shot on Spiro, putting the Molotov to bait him out. But now it's the high HP players to do battle.
Perfect play from Maniz. It's going to be a simple kill to finish it off. That little fake plant and peek from Pimp didn't give him enough intel as to where the CT was coming from, and he knew that as well. He saw as soon as the bomb was going down, he had a perfect opportunity to frag, and that's 1 round in favor of Dignitas. They lose the subsequent round, and the money has been absolutely destroyed here. 8-1 in favor of DNG, and Dignitas in a world of pain right now. They need to work out how they get back into this game, because right now DNG really are dominating them, and they haven't even got armor to reply back to this round. It's going to be a straight up A-side take by the looks of things with no smokes. They'd have to do 1 flash over the wall. Hope for the best. 3 players towards Palace with the bomb as well.
Lord down throwing out a smoke, and on top of that, Palace means they have to push directly through it. Nice jump by AZ. Really good movement to not get caught up on the ladder when he goes through the gopher hole, but he eventually goes down. Nico's recovered the frag, but as we can see in the obituary, it's reading all in blue. And blue will take the round. 9-1 Dobry&Gaming. I swear to God.
You want me to write it down for you?
No, don't.
Even though it's on the screen every time.
I know. Either way, this is a hefty lead. So we've seen this. This was similar to actually what we saw in the Peter matchup against DNG last night, where first match it was Peter that had a dominant first half, then all the other maps went to DNG. This is the same thing. Dignitas had the first one. The latter 2 have been DNG again.
Well, we can see now Spiro getting York into middle again. He's been so strong this game. A lot of mid presence here, but the Dignitas side going for the A take. When all things fail, go for an execute and see what happens.
But this execute does leave Spiro the opportunity to go out unpunished, and now they're going to all go down. This is beautiful as Lord picks up 2. The nade from Spiro connecting on MSL and add it to the total of 3 for Spiro because Pimp just falls to his op immediately after.
They just got absolutely wrecked there.
They both have 1 in their score.
Yeah, but one's slightly better than the other. Yeah. Dignitas look lost. This is a map we proclaimed to be their best, And just to see how this one went down. Look at the spray down. There was a big Molotov dropped on their feet as well. And Sphero to finish things off. Like I said, he's had a monster of a game.
And this is what we were saying about Peter last night, though. We were saying that they were, rather lackluster on this map and that their T side didn't really get anything going. Well, look what they're doing to a team that we've both credited for being rather sufficient on it, although now it's going to be Sphero. This is just going unpunished as he's able to peek underpass. Yeah, they need to find a way to silence him. And another one.
This is brutal, Matt. So,
oh, look, now they all have ones, but there's 2 ones.
all the ones.
All the ones.
Now,
That's like a DDK line. All the, it's like his go-to.
is it?
Yeah, he always makes all the jokes.
Well, you would know. You and him are the funniest guys in CSGO right now.
I don't know about that. I would put me as the most cringeworthy,
Yeah,
but I wear that badge with honor.
You do it so well. So then the CTs now obviously in a very advantageous position. Ts have no real answer to this again. Going for the T mid control, seeing whether they can get some positional chance to get into that connector area, and you can see they make their offense now towards connector. AZ normally is the point man here, but they're actually opting to do a B split this time. A hasn't worked out so well for them, so they're going to try a B take. Michu taking now Nico, and opens things up. MSL does reply though, and all of a sudden this B side looks very viable for them.
This looked fairly good indeed. He's just going to get MSL, but AZ gets right back into him. Meanwhile, that does give Dignitas the B site. Finally something to play for, although the manpower, it still remains, if you want to look at the HP in specific, in the favor of DNG, and they want to come back through this and find out where Pimp's playing, but they have to wait for the smokes to dissolve before they can do so. The important factor is that they've taken over the player at Catwalk, which means they now have 2 angles and a lot better chances to do exactly that. Limit out and completely nullify the positions from the remaining 2 Dignitas players. Another round, and that one definitely should have gone to Dignitas.
Every single CT player picking up a nice little frag there. Good team effort, lads. Keep it up. That's what we like to see. And another one going in favor of D and G. 12th on the board. It seemed like Dignitas had a great opportunity there. 1 player remaining on the site. They got the bomb down, and then the retake was just too strong for them. And they're looking down the barrel of a very strong deficit here as they go into the second half. They need to find these last 2 rounds if they're going to stand any chance. Another full buy, of course. The loss bonus coming in thick and fast, but another round looking like they're focusing towards B. Pimp here leading the charge. He's going to get a big nade. Takes him down to 70 HP. So far.
Flames put out there too, so he won't even be able to move on it. I'm interested that Michu, okay, so Pimp hit that kill. I'm interested that Michu went over to the left after the fire came out, because if he was going to get forced, all he had to do was shoot at a cross angle toward the doorway.
Well, now then, Dignitas have 2 picks on the board. If they lose this round, this is GG. They need to convert this one to a victory. They've got lots of time on the board. 1 player remaining in B. That's going to be Michu. He has been a bit of a menace on this side so far, but low HP does get taken down finally. And Dignitas finally have huge odds in their favor of taking this round.
We said that last time they should have had it in a 3-on-3, so you're right. This is actually even more, as it's 5-on-2, and for the first time, we're seeing someone just walk away. And it's Sphero to do it. And in the process of walking, he'll kill off 1 zombie of the horde, but the rest are still alive to infect and infest. But unfortunately, they're not infesting the scoreboard all that effectively. There's only 2 now for Dignitas, but it is a 100% improvement.
So we talk about the stats here. KRB, we talked about being the boy wonder, the big fragger for the team.
Man,
currently sat on 3 frags. And if you look at the other side, Sphero, 22 kills. So there's a lot of the big players for Dignitas. Pimp also on 5 frags. We expect him to be doing big work on this map. Being very quiet right now. The double up setup going into that final round. Nico, he has had a quiet Mirage as well so far. He hasn't really done anything too impactful here, although he has got 5 frags. But again, the CTs is locking out Dignitas for a while. You can see 2 players towards that palace area, and 1 person. It's going to be CTs pushing up middle now. Michu, strong position behind MSL, and it should be a really simple kill for him as he gets it on. The T's now isolated. They have to work 1 more pick from Palace and A-Ramp at the same time.
And that does mean that now Innocent will take down Pimp. Flashes ensuing upon his position, though, and that means he's forced out because now the fire's in front. Add to his misery, but Michu can make up for it. Does on 1, traded, but Manise is there as well. Both players able to connect and take down the bomb. Dignitas are going to only close this out. Although I won't speak too soon because it is an op for Nico.
So definitely a chance here.
With potentially 13. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, so the fact he has an AWP CT should be aware of this, though. They don't want to face his bomb. The thing is, in CSGO...
Oh, the timing. Come on. That's so unfortunate for Nico. They can't buy a break right now.
Oh, there it is, unfortunately for him. Had a great opportunity to get that first pick. Like I said, why pull a nade out in that situation? Like, I don't know why you would. What are you going to do? Chuck a nade and kill someone straight away with 100 HP? I'm not sure what the plan was there.
Oh, this isn't Warcraft 3 mod.
No walk grenades.
Oh, I thought there was too. I was on his side.
Oh dear, I haven't thought about that mod in about 10 years. So thanks to rekindling old memories.
Old miseries. I hated that mod.
But there we go, 13-2 in favour of D&G. If they take the pistol, that is full on GG. We know they like to rush B on their pistol rounds. A couple of players facing towards that area. Will they be doing it again? I'm not so sure, as they do have 2 smoke grenades. Obviously suggests something a bit more methodical. One player heading towards the A area, the rest of them stacking towards middle.
Nico's not going to peek early. He'll wait just in time for that flash to get thrown toward him. Hurtled into the window just in time to pop in front of his face. But it won't deter him from going out for a second effort. What does deter is the fact that when he goes for that second effort, a second nade comes through of a different type. It's going to be the HE to take a little bit of damage off him. He's down to 19. As we see AZ covering off the top of connector. But we're now seeing the movement as well from D&G. And they want to attack on the A site.
They still have 1 smoke, so that's going to be chucked out now. Interesting to see where that goes to as the execution does come in now. It's going to be a smoke towards CT spawn. Isolating that choke point. The T's make their way out of Palace now, and there are no frags to be exchanged as of yet.
Very aggressive bomb plant because that smoke's still out and does just get it in time. In fact, Spiro hitting MSL, the only threat that really came against our lovely bomb planner in Michu as he loses his life after the task has been completed.
Oh, God.
And that's the important aspect of it as it comes down to just Kierby remaining. And it is Lord staring him. Kierby now with 2, brings it back to a one-on-one, has to get this reloaded, and unfortunately, when he jumps, he gets caught on the edge of the box, and that means Spiro could spot him a lot sooner than the plan was.
Oh, man. What a disappointing retake for Dignitas there. That perfect smoke isolating them. KRB here having a really solid chance of the second frag. Really nice stuff. Having 2 bullets remaining, like you said. Has to go for the reload. Gets taken down. Very unlucky for him, but the CTs are answering back with a force buy. Of course, they don't want to be looking down the barrel of a match point with 13 rounds to go. So they want to win this one. It's going to be the full-on B rush from the terrorist side. Getting straight in there. No messing around whatsoever.
And they've called Pimp very quickly over to active duty inside B. He's come from market. Nico's going to get in the window as well. So they've got some manpower to stop this, and so far they are, but not entirely effective because the kills all come the way of D&G opposing the entry, and it's going to be now be MSL. A thorn in the side. Potentially more.
More than a thorn.
This works out. Yeah, exactly.
Dagger in the back, I think.
Yeah, well put. Is it 16 HP left for MSL? We'll go down to the one-on-one. Michu does have the bomb, and as soon as his teammates went down, he made the executive decision to run it back over toward A, not take the chance of getting caught in the plant. Give himself the space to do it. And in fact, this is rather clever because he's going to try and outthink MSL and does so correctly.
Yep, so that's great game sense from him. Like knowing where the CT will be rotating from, basing on where he got his kills from. So amazing stuff from D&G. A very ballsy play on the last, well, potentially the round that takes them to match point is to do a full-on rush B. Dignitas were ready for it as well. They stacked that side, but it's another round in favor of D&G. It takes them to 15 for 2. And at this stage, I'd probably be thinking to the next map as the CT captain MSL.
Nico again looking toward that window, but was expecting that nade to be lobbed toward him. It didn't make it through, but would have done a little bit of damage if he was close enough to it. Meniz is going to come out from catwalk and should have an easy entrance to the window with that smoke still deployed, as is the case. Nico is going to fall back in and realize quickly that Meniz is there. In fact, he hasn't even turned. Now, as he does, he hits the shot. That was actually well done, and it gives AZ the chance to take down Innocent. So Dignitas pulled 2 frags that, when watching it unfold, didn't look like they would go their way. It's finally Michu to respond, and the bomb's going to come around in his hands, as per always, and add to his kill total. It was Spiro in the first half. It's Michu in this very short second half, because we're looking at ending it already as it comes down to a 2-on-2 situation. Michu, 1 HP. They do hit that last spam shot, but doesn't kill him off just yet. They are looking towards CT spawn potentially, and now they're going to realize no one's coming there, and the nade will connect. But do they find Spiro before he can get one? This has to be done traded efficiently. If he hits that first shot, and where he doesn't, they've got a real chance to do it. But where's the second man?
Oh.
He's not around. Thankfully, he does still come true.
Nice work from Pimp at the end there. Obviously, a round they couldn't afford to lose, but all the other 4 comrades die, and it's going to be a difficult economic situation. If they force ball that round, they go into the next round probably around about 3,500 each, and yeah, you can see that's exactly what they have got. And this is a big killer round for them. The T's will come out all guns blazing and have a decent buy there. One player will be on Tech 9, but the AK armor is enough to shut this down if they can just choose the right place to go to. Maybe the B rush will be viable for them again.
I said last night in this series, because it was Peter who picked this map, D&G picked up Cobblestone, which they didn't do great on, and then it was a stomp much like this for D&G, and I was surprised they didn't pick it. Well, I think after these 2 performances, they need to consider that in the future, whenever they have a chance. Because this is looking very, very promising, as Michu is going to walk essentially completely unsighted. And as I say that, MSL does turn his back around and realize he's there.
Nice play from MSL.
Yeah, it was very good. Now he has bomb on Tetris too, so he's got that call made to his teammates. They're bringing everyone over. Pimp will just hang out in mid on the catwalk in case they get a slow rotation and a late lurk coming up middle in that connector, but they may not even have to worry about that, as Maniz is still doing all the totals. I thought he would go down on that second peak with 10 HP, but it works out in his favor. He is the last one alive, though, so it's just a matter of time. And time has expired.
But there we go. Dignitas live to fight another day as they take the 4th round. 11 to go. Are we believing at this stage?
Well, I'm definitely believing in Spiro, because although, as graphs do, make everyone else look like they don't have kills, we've got 18 on Michu at this point, which is pretty good after 19 rounds, but 29 for him. That's incredible.
Yeah, it really has been having a stellar game so far, but AZ not scared to push up middle, even though their team is on match points. He gets all up there. I guess a lot of information is why he can probably give a very justified call that an A set piece is coming in as they wait there. And the CTs making their way back to the A bomb site now. All of the T's over to the A side of the map. Not enough rotation though. I can still see 2 CTs over towards the B site. They haven't really gathered that much considering AZ got right to the top and didn't see anyone.
Michu's got the bomb. I think he's bored because on the overlay I'm watching him walk in circles, quite literally. But it is going to be AZ that's pushing forward. A secondary smoke on Palace.
I'm not sure what their plan is. They've got 5 Glocks, nothing to play with. Just get the round over with, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they've got lots of time to play with. It's not like they need to play to win on this particular round.
Like, just get it out of the way. What are we waiting for? Maybe a CT to push and get impatient, but you're not really going to be able to kill him. But
well, the thing is, now that he's done that push, he hasn't spotted anyone. I wonder if they'll take a little bit of pressure off that gas pedal on A. But now they're going to get challenged, and it is so far successful. MSL, again, finding 2 kills from the same spot, the top of the ladder. Gives Spiro the last chance to get a kill. Then it keeps AZ alive on 1 HP, but like you were saying, there was no plan there. There was no point in wasting out that much time.
well, I guess it's at the mind games. Dignitas maybe getting a little frustrated at this point and probably getting a little bit on tilt as well.
You're bleeding them out slow, you're suggesting.
Yeah, like you're probably getting them questioning themselves as to what actually is going on. Maybe there's some sort of mind game there, but here we go then. D and G back on the AK buy, have a relatively decent buy as well in terms of the equipment they can bring to the table.
Oh, Nico.
Did he block that?
He did.
Nice.
I don't think it was thrown, so there would have been a gap on this side slightly anyway, but because it hit him, it created quite a gap, as we now see. I'm not even 100% sure he looked at the sky to spot that. I looked up late as it was happening. I was still glancing at the minimap, which shows right now that the bomb is intentionally dropped over toward A main. They've got Maniz inside the Palace. And Innocent will come back out from B tunnels right now to the horseshoe. And they'll make their decision to rotate back through T and over toward A. Michu's going to be the only one that doesn't. He's going to stick in mid.
So the bomb is towards the A side of the site again. The A side of the map, I should say, sorry.
MSL is going to play that same position for the 3rd successive round in that corner, and I'm wondering if they're going to check it this time, because Maniz would be the one to spot it coming out of Palace. The difference is that in the first round, they had Michu walk almost completely free into the A site. This time, they've got AZ in a position to spot it. Michu, meanwhile, speaking of, has come up connector through the smoke, spotting Nico. Nico's able to take that from jungle, but now they'll go on A. They'll use that as their invitation, and MSL has found that first kill. They need to realize he's underneath the Palace, but the smoke, or rather, excuse me, the flash is absolutely perfect. But Lord still manages to win that duel because, unfortunately, it also caught part of MSL's vision. And Spiro getting another one on the AZ might make this possible. He's only one left. It's 7 HP. But it's going to work out. It's Kirby to go down. He was 100. That was a wonderful shot as it's 3 kills and it's a one-on-one. Nico on very low HP as well. In fact, Nico's on less. He's on 5. So the shadow of a bullet, blow a kiss, fire a gun. This round's going to end with something tragic, and that's going to do it. What a clutch out right there from Spiro.
Wow. That was a sick clutch. 4-on-1 was that. And he's had a sensational game this whole series, but that was an amazing way to finish it. 34 frags. We've got to get a replay of that last clutch, surely. That was mind-blowingly good.
That was insane. 7 HP, and he had, the shot that he hit at the top of connector, that one was impressive, sure, but he knew the player was there. This one was good. This third one for me was like...
It's actually a full-on 4-on-1 as
Boom.
well. That's sick. Like, Spiro has gone nuts this game.
Yeah, that's next level. That puts him at, I think, what was he, 32 or 33 total?
34 total.
34 total. That's even more nuts. That's considering we only played 20 rounds.
Wow, that clutch, though. What a way to finish it. I was about to say, oh, it looks like Dignitas may be able to get back into this series, but Spiro factor has been too strong.
That's nutty. 34 kills in 20 rounds is insane. That's one of the best performances I've seen easily in the last 2 months, probably all year. The only one I could think of that could rival that would be Nico when he was playing with Mouse Sports on the same map, oddly enough. He had 18 in like the first 6 rounds.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the scoreboard there. Obviously, your man, Spiro, 34 kills, absolutely dominating, more than double what anyone else on the server has. So amazing stuff from him. So Michu is going to be slowly behind him on 18, but the Dignitas side, I said before, KRB, very quiet game for him. We expect him to be the top fragger sometimes at Dignitas. 8 frags total. And there he is the stats from the big man himself. Deadliest weapon, AK-47. I thought it would have been the AWP, but I guess not. But that pits D and G in favor now, 2-1. Next map is Overpass.
Yep.
A map, again, I'd probably favor Dignitas going into it. After
The interesting was that in our stats graphs, when we showed the percentages head-to-head, Overpass was the only one that actually gave D&G the upper hand on.
Really?
Yeah, which, again, we're reading into a stat that's based on who you've played, how many times you've played it, et cetera, et cetera. So take what you will from it. It's got a grain of salt, maybe a bag of salt in there. But interesting that it's the one that the computer generated to be won by D&G.
Well, needless to say, that was the Sphero show. He's turned up. He's locked down Dignitas. And going into the next map, if he can continue that performance, they've got a world of pain to go through. Their players don't seem to be firing on all cylinders. AZ had a good first map, but the rest of the players seem pretty quiet right now.
Keeping in mind that if we do go to map 5, it is Cobble.
Yeah, and that's a map.
Well, last night it was picked by D&G, and they obviously got obliterated on it. Now, maybe that was a sort of an anomaly. Maybe that was one bad map for them. Maybe it's still a decent map. But if they actually are what they showed us last night, which I was not impressed with, Dignitas could still pull this back with the next map.
Definitely can still pull it back, but if Sphero is hitting like that, like he won that game by himself, to be honest. Like 34 kills on a map.
That's nuts.
That's an amazing performance. But the Overpass next.
Henry G, what kind of watch are you wearing?
I'll post on my Twitter. Have a look on there. I'll post you a link.
Nice way to plug. That was clever. I'll give you that. We'll take a break. I've got a marveling how to plug myself like that. That sounded bad. We'll be back in a second. Become stronger in the fact that they've got now all the choke points. Just give it them everything as Spiro goes up from.
Will have to retake in this position. One player comes from jungle, that could be Spiro. Actually takes down Pimp as well. Manages to get 2. And all of a sudden, let's see how this one went down. Look at the spray down. There was a big Molotov dropped in their field as well. And a little bit on tilt as well.
You're bleeding them out slow, you're suggesting.
Yeah, like you're probably getting them questioning themselves as to what actually is going on. Maybe